A very good evening to our viewers. Thank you for joining us tonight on the agenda. My name is Toiwan Jabela. Tonight on the platform, we welcome back Ephraim Nekongo. He is a SWAPO Member of Parliament in the National Assembly, and also, perhaps more importantly, the Secretary of the SWAPO Party Youth League. And we are here to talk about all things about the new administration, the way forward, the expectations of the youth, and a lot of other perspectives from the ruling party. Thank you very much, Ephraim, for making time. I think it's a very interesting moment for our country, and especially for a guy like yourself, because you have delivered with others, of course, the first female president of our country, because you were a staunch campaigner for President Netumana Ndaitwah during those campaigns in the party, first in the party and of course later at a national level. Just your thoughts. I mean, how do you feel having really gone through that? It was not easy, because I remember you came to the platform at one point when President Hage Geingob said he will not endorse anyone. And you came to this platform and you said, you challenged that position to say it's not correct, because there's a tradition in the party where the incumbent always sort of supported the immediate deputy for the candidature of the country. It was a very risky position, because, I mean, people are afraid of the sitting presidents, but somehow you, out of principle, you took that position. Just how do you feel at this point?
Well, thank you, Trevor, and let me greet your viewers. It has been a while.
Yes,
it always takes some time to come back to this platform.
Yeah.
But once again, thank you. And that chapter is almost, I think, closed.
It's a closed chapter.
It's a closed chapter. I said it that time that yes, I was only talking about my candidate.
Yeah.
And then our vice president by then, but now our president of SWAPO party, and indeed the president of the country. And I said it's a matter of principle that if we supported the other vice president, why can't we do it? And I think it was on that principle.
Yeah.
Yes, through the process, you got all those casting stones against you. Why are you supporting the old person against the young people, which you are leading? But I have been saying, I think time has come that we have a president, a women president. And today I'm proud to say that, yes, we have the women president. Now, they have been saying, yes, and I said it, I think I can't remember whether it was on this platform. I said, what I know is that the president doesn't run, but the president needs soldiers that will run. And I said, I support her as a mother, and I know for sure she will provide leadership, and she will be surrounded by young people. I think today is a history. I'm proud as a secretary of SWAPO Youth League to say the president has had the call that I have made. Today, it's young people that are running, that are in charge of government, starting from my predecessor, the Prime Minister now, Natangwa Ithete, Deputy Prime Minister, a product of SWAPO Youth League, and a former youth leader, Secretary for Education by then. You speak about Lucia Ipumbu, speak about Nekundi, you can speak about Wise Emmanuel. The list is endless. I think for me, this is the leadership of young people. If we are going to fail, then we must not ask questions anymore. We must ask ourselves what happened. I think that is the dream that I have. Yes, in the process, people thought, he's campaigning because he wants to be appointed. And I said it over and over. I said, no, I'm not campaigning because I want to be appointed or to be a minister. It was never my dream. But mine was to provide leadership so that young people are considered. Yes, maybe some people can say, but they are not young, they are, Leadership is to provide leadership so that at the end of the day, other people must come in with different expertise so that we bring it on the table so that we can develop our country. And I'm really proud to see what we have. It was not about me, and I said it over and I'm saying it over. My campaign to Netumbo was never for any position. And I'm happy to be where I am. Yes, indeed, she made me among the president,
the nominees of the president.
Nominees of the president in Parliament. But I have been here in Parliament, so I'm very thankful for that. So, yeah, here we are.
Yeah.
So here we are. We have the president now, and I can see the hope of Namibians is very high.
Yeah.
And I know for sure that it's not business as usual. We have seen things have started, taking shape.
Yeah, yeah.
And we look forward for that. And as I said, we will not complain because it's us who are, it's just a phone call away to call Dr. Ngurare and said, people in this locality need water.
Yeah, yeah.
Or people are unemployed, young people are unemployed. When is the solution starting? When is the problem coming to? When are we going to start the program of making sure that programs that are earmarked to create employments are, starting to flourish?
Absolutely. It's good because, I know it's early days, but what would you say, what are the early signs of this administration?
I think the early signs that I foresee, and remember, it's backdated with our SWAPO manifesto.
Yeah.
And when we have been talking about our manifesto, remember at one point it was called, it was just a crap chat DB. Remember this professor was making this remark.
Yeah.
And we came and defended and said, no, we know what we were saying, and what we are saying is what exactly the people have complained. And this is exactly what people wanted. That manifesto is the people's manifesto. Yeah. What we are busy doing now, and for the first time in history, we have the implementation plan, because we want to fast track the implementation. So now we are at that moment where we are seeking for the implementation. The implementation plan is already there. Yeah. We are busy discussing the budget in Parliament, and I'm happy to say that budget is already tailored into make sure that we implement what we have promised the people. Yeah. Yes, some people might not see it as such, but definitely that budget will speak to the budget. The budget will speak to the manifesto that we have promised our people. Yeah. Be it from job creation, that people think we are ambitious. Yeah. Be it now the formalizations of the informal settlement. We are starting there. Issue of water, we are very hard at work. You have seen the body that is responsible for water, especially in the northern part there, you see many dams are under construction, pipelines are being laid. I think the process is starting. The earth dams that we have promised people, some of them, especially in Oceana, are already up. Yeah. And now with this flood, I think they are already full to capacity, and I think we opt to do more so that we make sure that we have water for animals and we have water for people. Yes, the issue of the mismatch of the skills that is needed by the industry. Yeah. We are hard at work with that, and it's also part and parcel of the implementation. Agriculture, which I'm very passionate about, to make sure that we create food for ourselves and for export where we have a surplus. I think those are programs that are really priorities of this administration, and we look forward to see those fruits at the end of the day. And I think our mother is very hard at work already. You have seen, we said she doesn't want to hear, no, these things cannot be done, or no, I do not have that power. Where we have laws that are not permitting us to deliver, they must be amended, and that's why we are sent to Parliament to make sure that those laws are amended and make sure that we take care of the aspiration of our people.
Yeah. From the Youth League, how do you feel about the deployments of the president? I know that in the past there's been a bit of discontent because there were these shortcuts, young people being just picked from NANSO or other organizations, go straight to Parliament. And I understood at the time that there was some discontent within the Youth League because the tradition, like you mentioned, Dr. Ngurare and others, even my last guest on the platform, Poamba Shifeta, they came through these systems. Usei Pumbu came through these systems. Then suddenly there was a period when people were just, through the back door, if you like, which is the prerogative of the president. We understand that. But this time around, how do you feel as a Youth League in terms of deployments?
As a Youth League, I think I'm satisfied to see, especially those who groomed us, yes, they might be little discontent because, in the mind of people, sometimes they think about me.
Yeah.
If it's not about me going and I'm now in the leadership, you'll have those that, but why not me? But then the question that you ask yourself is, but all these people, like you mentioned, the Nkurare, them, the Natangwa, them, they never had the opportunity when they were in leadership. But yes, eventually, as they were groomed, when they were ready, then they were then transformed. And I think that's the process that has taken place now. I think sometimes we need to build, experience, sometime when we are leaders, but not always just to think that when I'm coming to be a member of Central Committee or I'm going to the Youth League, my only ambition is to be appointed as, and I always say, talk about myself, for example. I was never, if I wanted, I have campaigned, I could have said no. This time around, I want to be even a prime minister. I didn't do that. So it's a process. So you must understand, even those that are in leadership, they must understand that it's a process. But yes, and also you must also remember that we are too many. We cannot all be there at once. It's only one position at a time. So for me, I can say I'm satisfied at this level that yes, the Youth League has, for the first time in the history, if I have to put it honestly speaking, for the first time, the Youth League in this equation is the biggest winner. If you look at, maybe I can say 85% or so, are SWAPO Youth League members, or former members. So we are proud, we are okay. And I think it does also not mean that you can only provide leadership when you're a minister or when you're in Parliament, but you can still provide leadership at any level of leadership where you are.
Absolutely. But now, for the Youth League, and it's true that there's a very good number now that went to Parliament. Yovele Mamtenyas,
Mario Shea, Sharonis Bush.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but came the point of appointing cabinet ministers. We saw complete outsiders. The Minister of Health, for argument's sake, she's young. Again, it's a prerogative of the president, but do you feel that, do you not feel that there has been you've been overlooked in the cabinet deployment itself as a Youth League?
I would not say that, but that situation is caused because of the situation we found ourselves. We have only 51 seats. We have a responsibility as leaders of the party to go and make laws. And I think the president thinking perhaps was to say, look, let's give each other responsibility. My 8 that I'll bring, I know they do not have voting right in Parliament, but yes, they need to go and report to Parliament. Can I not pick them and make them ministers so that they walk? They must go and listen to the people. They must go to the ground and listen to the people without excuse to say, no, I need to be in Parliament. So I think the logic of the president is in that area. And I know for sure that the people that are appointed, despite perhaps that maybe they are not through the structure, they are chosen because they have the experience that is needed for the sector that they are given. For example, health, agriculture and whatever. So I think that will be the logic of the president, but was never to, because look, we need to be in parliament.
Yeah.
And we need a quorum in parliament.
Yeah.
You cannot be a minister of agriculture while you are sorting out the situation of agriculture elsewhere. You are required to be in parliament, and if you are not there, there is no quorum. I think that is the problem that we found ourselves as a party. We have only 51 seats.
But it's not just the quorum, Ephraim. It's also, quorum is one thing, but we have seen a situation in Parliament this week where the Parliamentary Standing Committee on International Relations, Defense and Security got Utara Botu from LPM as a deputy chairperson of that committee, and people were very, very upset within SWAPO because there's genuine suspicion that someone within SWAPO in that committee voted with the opposition. So the margins are very thin, and I understand also that the committees, you can't be a minister. If you are a minister, you cannot serve in these committees. So do you think maybe it was also in the president's thinking that let me rather take these non-voting members to cabinet so that the voting members who have rights, voting rights, can be put also in these committees, because otherwise the opposition is going to take over?
Okay, definitely. You put it rightfully, and I think that's the idea. What happened to that Committee of Security and Defense is unforgivable. Whoever did it, I think he needs to, if he knew himself or herself, I think he must just consider even resigning, because he's betraying the people that were standing in long queues to vote for SWAPO party, and the people to give trust to SWAPO party. I think that's unfortunate. And I think the idea is really to say, look, let's focus and make sure that we are in parliament as little as we are now because of whatever happened. So we must make sure that we capitalize on every position. So you are rightfully there. And I think that's the reason why all of us cannot go to cabinet. Yes, you can't be a member. If you are a deputy minister or the minister, you cannot be in committee, because the committee work is an oversight function of the executive. So therefore, I think that is the situation why we need to, be in parliament, and those who are deployed to executive must go and do the work. And I think while I'm here, I must also ask them humbly to say they did not come for honeymoon. They must not consider themselves as honorable, but they must consider themselves as servant of the people. When we were running around this country, yes, I know some of them might not have an opportunity to be there, but we were in all the corners of this country. We know the cry of our people, and we know why our people have punished us to give us 51 seats, because they feel we are not attending to their need. We have fishermen that need assistance. We have young people that are unemployed. We have agriculture that needs a revamp so that we can able to provide job for our people. And we have people that are living in shacks. When you speak about formalization of those areas, we must do it as if it's yesterday. Definitely, I must just call the notion of us being called honorable, that we are not honorable, but we must go and serve the people that have given us the mandate. People that are sleeping without food. There are students who do not have support to go to school. We must go and work. People are dying of hunger, especially in the Kavango when there is river there. So we cannot condone those situations. We must go and work. And I agree, it must not be business as usual.
Yeah. The situation of that committee where definitely someone within SWAPO voted for Utara Motu there. Do you think it's betrayal? I mean, what if it's actually for the greater good of the country? You have Feni Duchavi, a young kid, 22 years old, whom the party wants to give this huge responsibility as a deputy to one of the most important committees, international relations, defense and security. Maybe someone in their logic just thought, nah, this doesn't sound right.
Yeah, if if somebody thought of that, I think I will still call him Judas Iscariot.
Yeah.
There's no better way that I can call him, whether him or her. It's an unfortunate situation. If he could have different view, he could have brought it up at a different platform.
Yeah.
And you must remember that all of us are deployed of the party, whether we are too young, and now we are not talking about the chairperson, we are talking about the deputy chairperson, meaning that was a good cause, because then the Honorable Feni could be groomed and to understand the dynamic of the security and international relations of our country. So therefore, for me, if we can find that person, we can excuse him, he can go home and be replaced by cadres that know really what they want to do. So that is uncalled for in my view. It's a betrayal of highest order, and we are even betraying those that have sacrificed for this country. You can never trust opposition with position like that. I'm sorry to say, but that's my position.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a solid position. We will go on a very short break and then return with Ephraim Nekongo. We continue the conversation on the agenda with Ephraim Nekongo. Now, I know that it has only been a month this week as far as the lifespan of this administration is concerned. But just within that 1 month, there's been one dark spot on this new administration. And it is about these serious allegations that have been made against the Minister of Agriculture. Of course, he's not been charged yet, but the allegations are serious. Rape, among other things. We saw the list of possible charges that are coming. And the president did not say a word to this day. That, for me, is concerning. We don't know whether she called in Mr. Hengari to ask him about these things, whether she spoke to Police Chief Shikongo to say, please brief me on these things, what are you guys, just to weigh these things. Because you know very well, Mr. Nekongo, that rape in our country is like a sport now. So a national sport. In Okahanja, they are mourning Ingrid Masdorp, the 5-year-old kid that just got killed. You know, in Kavango last weekend, 12-year-old kid raped allegedly by her own brother. So it's a very, very contagious situation that we have. And when a minister is accused of this level of allegations, and the executive is saying nothing, the minister is not recusing himself from the state processes, I mean, really, your view on that?
Well, just like me and you, I'm only hearing these things on media. I never had it at the platform where perhaps one can discuss that.
Yeah.
But my position, I think, as a leader is that those that are responsible for whether the police, my view is that if, you know, it's so true, they must do their work.
Yeah.
I will put, if I steal your kettle now, the police will investigate and say, first they will say I'm alleged, right?
Yes.
Then they have the evidence. They must come and arrest me because they know that I have stolen your car.
Yeah.
Now, when I'm arrested, I think then that warrant the head of state now to confirm and say, oh, okay, well, while you are if you are arrested,
Yeah.
I think this is so serious that I think you must excuse yourself.
Yeah.
If that could come to that level. I would not really want to answer for the presidency, but I'm just saying that if is it so true, I think those that are responsible for those institutions must do their work.
Yeah.
Rape is a rape, and any crime is a crime. It cannot. Nobody is bigger than all of us are entitled by the law of the country, and by virtue of that we are obliged to obey the rules.
Yeah.
I think that will be my position. I do not want to go into it because, as you said, it's alleged.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing yet that I have seen. The newspaper that I have read, the minister is quiet on it. Whether it's true or not, I do not know. The other time I read the newspaper, the police are saying, yes, we have this allegation.
Yeah.
I think, for me, let the police do their work. And maybe then that can be a very good platform, then the president can act.
Yeah.
But, well, I'm not speaking on behalf of the presidency or the president. I think that question can still be answered at that level. But I'm just saying, I think they always say you are not guilty until proven by any competent court. But if you are alleged, you are alleged.
Yeah.
But if you are arrested because of the allegation and you are being investigated, I think there you must excuse. But the severity of the talks and allegations are very serious.
Yeah. So I'll give you. I'll remind you of something that you know, but maybe that you've forgotten now. But we have two ministers, former ministers, lying in jail right now, awaiting trial, not found guilty, but due to the severity of the allegations of fish rot that they were facing at the time, they had to be let go. There was no arrest when they were let go. They were summoned to State House by President Nekongo. They were told, colleagues, these allegations are too serious. I cannot in good conscience continue having you in my cabinet. And they resigned. That was before the arrest. Eventually they got arrested. They are still there. In this particular case, we have Police Chief Nekongo issuing a statement to say, indeed, it's true that we are investigating a matter that was laid already in November 2024. That time, I'm sure even Mr. Hengari himself did not even, is it Dr. Hengari? I think it's Dr. Hengari. Even himself at the time did not even, I doubt he knew that he was going to be a minister. Because some people want to say, oh, he became a minister, then suddenly these things are coming up. These things are far back from November already, probably before the elections or around that period. So, but they were just kept under the wrap. Nobody said anything. Of course, then it came up now to public light now to say, look, this man has been appointed, but there's a case that is pending, which also brought questions about vetting. I mean, how did the president know that she was appointing someone who's under investigation? Is it difficult to vet and detect that kind of information? I mean, it just... So the idea that somehow a person must be arrested first for the president to act, I don't agree with that.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think you want to put me now in the corner, and I'm not the president. I will not be able to answer some of the questions. And I think my position was really to say, well, if you saw through the allegations are true, if this person was either summoned by the president or whatever the case may be, that I'm not in experience.
Do you think the president should acquaint herself just as an appointing authority? Do you think it's morally correct, irrespective of what her view is?
Yeah, definitely.
To call in the minister and just say, what is this thing that I'm hearing?
Perhaps maybe she have done that or not, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a question of presidency, really, to answer that.
Yeah.
But I think for me, it's just to say, look, if there are those that are responsible
Yeah.
for this, and maybe the question is also to say, why did it take that long? Why? What is that the investigation? Maybe that is taking long, or whatever the case might be. For me, I'm just underlining, let the police do their work.
Yeah.
Well, the president can also do her work. If she feel the person does not qualify to be a minister, and maybe those allegations are so true that the minister was called in and answered those questions,
Yeah.
I think the president, with the power vested in him, in her, she can able to deal with that. Maybe we are too early to judge. Maybe let's wait until all the allegations are proven. If they are that serious that the president really feel that the minister can be rescued, I think that she can do.
Yeah.
Without fear or favor of anybody.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know.
Yeah, no, I agree. I hear what you're saying. So, in terms of the internal politics of the party, because you, like we said at the very beginning, you were very active in the campaign for the president as a candidate at the time in the party, and she won within the party, and then she went on to win at the national level. The 2027 Congress is only 2 years away from now. And there's already talks within the party that there's this feeling that people who have been duly elected within the, especially the electoral college of the party, have been alienated. And maybe that explanation that we were talking about, to say maybe the president is also in a tight spot here. If she had made these elected people, the duly elected members of parliament, cabinet members, she would have exposed the party in parliament to the opposition. Maybe that is one element of it. But I don't know if that has been explained within party processes, to say, look, colleagues, I couldn't take some of you back. I mean, not necessarily the outgoing ministers, but when you look at the party list from the electoral college, some of these people that you guys who were at the electoral college said, we want Modestus Amtse or Ipumbushimi or whoever, many of them on that, in the top 10 maybe, to go to parliament, because you gave them your votes, because you believed those are your party, the able party leaders. So when none of them goes to cabinet, it's like the president has ignored that voice of the party voters at the electoral college. How is she going to galvanize these people around her campaign in 2027 should she want to retain the position of party president?
Well, I think for me it's too early for us to talk about 2027. You said it rightfully. 2027 is 2 years
from now. Yeah.
I think maybe it's too early for us to talk about 2027. I think the question that you have asked, I have already answered, and that, look, we found ourselves in a situation, and all we have is 51 seats.
Yeah.
And 51 seats, meaning technically we are only 49 if you remove the speaker and the deputy, and then you will only have around about 49. So that situation prompts us to deploy cadres to be in parliament. And I have already explained why, perhaps the logic of the president to say, let me appoint those that I'm appointing, 8, so that they have time to deal with people's issue. I want also to remind you that, and also everyone as members of SWAPO, that, look, when we go to electoral college, we do not go there because we want to be ministers.
Yeah.
If somebody went to electoral college and said, I want to be a minister, I think that was a wrong notion.
Yeah.
I think we are going to electoral college so that we go and save our people.
Yeah.
And definitely, we must also give each other chances. If you have a chance to be a minister, well, that was good.
Yeah.
Some people had even opportunity to be minister and deputy minister for even 20 years. I've never been a deputy minister, but I'm not here crying.
Yeah.
But also the question is also to say, when we are given the responsibility by the party, do we deliver? Or do we just want to be honorable?
Yeah.
The question is also to deliver. Look, here we are not here to praise people or to make people feel good. We are here to make the people at Kaputura there, Tomboaria, Totina, to know that they are leaders in this country, to provide leadership so that their needs and their aspirations are taken care of. I think that is the notion that we must be able to understand. But we are not there because I was elected number 1 or number 2 or number 4. No, I think that is a discussion of another day. But the good thing is that those that you are talking about, they are in Parliament. Yeah. And I think they must now prove themselves. We are in committee, we are going to speak in Parliament, we are going to make law. So that, in fact, those who have even bought position before, they even have more experience on why it's so difficult to deliver one plot of land. What is the difficult now? Why can't we deploy our expertise to make sure that that plot is made available now in a shorter period of time? Yeah. So I think that is what we must talk about. For me, 2027, I don't know, I don't want to talk about it, but for me now I want to talk about the ordinary fishermen who is camping at Walvis Bay there, who have suffered without job. I really want to talk to somebody who is in Ongumbola, or where I was at Elambo area there, where there is no water. It's just salty water. I think I want to deploy my time and thinking about those people and see how do we make sure that we put up water there? How do we purify those water? How do we desalinate those water so that our people have water? And I want to speak to a farmer who is disturbed by this lumpy disease situation. And a person who is being disturbed by the pest with his mahango. So that at the end of the day we take care of it. Or somebody in Rundu who does not have water. In the meantime, the water is coming from the river. So, but our people are forced to go and fetch water in the river. I think that what we must deploy ourselves there and say, what is so difficult that we cannot make water available to these people? So I think that's what we need to deploy ourselves. Not to say, what about me? Why me? Here we are. We have been campaigning, but we never cry for any position. But here we are, and we have been there. We never cry for position.
I like that point. Yes. I like that point actually, because I'm only asking because that is the thinking in the eyes of many people. I mean, you get this honor to serve your party or your people through your party by being voted into Parliament, and people still say, oh no, but we should have been ministers, we should have been governors. I think it's a wrong mentality. And you also made a good point earlier to say people are just too many also to all be appointed. Yes. In any case, you keep bringing up this example of the fishermen because it's a serious situation. Do you think, because I thought that the last 5 years were an opportunity for the SWAPO government to address that issue at the coast. Came late last year, the eve of elections, there are still fishermen out of jobs. Government made even an attempt to come up with this scheme where fishing quotas are handed to companies on condition that they take in some of these guys. And I don't know how the process was managed. Some people who were fishermen were suddenly mopping floors of factories and whatnot, and some refused to say, look, if I was earning 20,000 a month or 18 as a fisherman, and now you want me to earn 4,000 by mopping the floors here, and I can understand them. Do you think that the officials responsible, including Minister Klazen, who is no longer in Parliament now, maybe that is one of the reasons why he was not retained, do you think that they have let down SWAPO in those 5 years to the extent that IPC, again, with all the problems at the coast, especially in Walvis Bay, the streets are falling apart, still managed to beat SWAPO in the region?
You see, just what I said, when we are appointed, we tend to be honorable and forget who brought us there. I think the issue of fishermen needs a serious attention, especially perhaps to the new minister. We cannot wait every now and then the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
And the president continued telling us that, look, we are just too few to be poor. We have enough fish in that sea. What stop those people to be employed? The other time I was there, I have seen factories that are built, but factories are empty. The question now is, who are those that are given quotas? Whether the freezer or whatever the case might be, why can't we able to create employment for those people? And that's why we are saying it's not business as usual. And then yet you want somebody to be called honorable when he cannot even solve a little problem over 5 years. So I think for me, that issue of fishermen, honestly speaking, if it need to be declared as a state of emergency, let it be.
Yeah.
We can't continue having the same problem over, and politicians will go there and score cheap political point like what they did now, and they think they won. That's not winning. I think the minister must be able to attend to these things. We cannot continue, having the same problem over and over. And we don't go to the people. We don't want maybe to listen to the people. Yes, I know we did assisted. We have said, okay, give this quota so that these people at least get something. But that was just to give them something while we are solving a problem. Now the question is, what is happening? Why can't we recruit them permanently? We want to tell me the factory cannot be given quota, then they can able to, absorb all those people. Yeah. I think it's a situation that need leadership, so that at the end of the day, that issue is solved once and for all.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, I want to spend the last few minutes talking about. So you keep saying that okay, you campaign hard, which is true. There's evidence of that, but you never got any position, and you are okay with it. But that is not what I'm hearing. What I'm hearing is that you were actually offered the position of deputy minister, and you declined. Why did you decline? Why did you decline the deputy minister's position? You think you are too big for a deputy minister's position?
Toivo, I don't know where the rumors are coming from. First of all, I was never offered any position of deputy minister. And even if whether it was now a minister position or even if it's a vice president position or the prime minister position, I could have said no.
Why?
Because
you don't want to serve us.
No, I can serve you where I am. Am I not serving you here?
You're serving.
And I was not there because maybe I want the position. And I said it already. I said it here. I was not campaigning for any position. So I think there are those that can also do that better than I can do. So I think that notion of saying apparently I was offered a position is null and void. It's devoid of any truth. And I said I have campaigned for Netumbo, not for any position, and I will say it over and over, that I was just campaigning because of a matter of principle that we needed the president who can come and take us to the promised land. And the president is here now.
Is here now.
Yeah.
I have my own theory about, and I'll put it to you. You must engage me on my theory. My theory is that as secretary of the SWAPO Youth League, you are a very powerful man. You sit in the Central Committee automatically by virtue of just being secretary of the Youth League. You sit in the SWAPO Central Committee, and you then, and as I understand, your position as secretary of the Youth League is a full-time position. And if you had accepted the deputy minister's position, it would have meant that you must resign from your party position. And that will weaken you because you are no longer an automatic member of the Youth League, of the Central Committee, and you can no longer command the power that you used so productively to get Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah into power. You were going to just become a member of parliament, a minister like that. That is part one of my theory. part two of my theory is that We also need money. And you like money like myself, because I know what you do in your private space also to generate income for yourself. If you had accepted the deputy minister's position, it means you would have to resign from the party and only get the salary of the deputy minister. Whereas if you maintain your position at the Youth League and maintain your position in Parliament, you get 2 salaries. Engage me on my theories.
Well, first of all, your theories may be correct, not correct. First of all, I must tell you that if it is now material benefit, I think the deputy minister position will be lucrative. I could have a car or garment, I could have a driver, I could have, all these things. And one thing that I must remind you is that before, I could have gone that even during Hage time. I never did that. Maybe I'm not too materialistic. I think I came here to serve the people at the party, and I think for me, that is more powerful, if you like. Yeah. I rather keep the party. The party is superior than any other things. Yeah. Be it Parliament, I rather be, with the people than going to those positions. Yeah. But for argument's sake, if then I have campaigned for the president, I could have said, Comrade President, why can't I just even be a deputy? Or a vice president, for example. Then I'm not powerful because I have already reached the ceiling. If I could be that ambitious then. I think that's where I'm saying your theory might be true but not true. Yeah. I ought only to remain at the party because I was elected. Remember when we went to Ongwediva Congress, I told people I'm going to be here as a secretary until 2027. Yeah. 2027, my term will come to an end, and then I'll say, the next person, please take over. And I'll go home, or whatever will happen, whatever the party will decide, I'll go home and do my farming. And that's why normally you see, with my private life, I ought to sell to tell you that I can sell you my groundnut or my cabbage, because I never want to be to go and steal some people's money or to get money elsewhere that I cannot do it myself. I rather go and sell my beans. And many people always laugh at me and say, yeah, you are a member of Parliament, but here you are marketing your... I said, yes, that's what I must do. We must work hard for ourselves. In fact, one thing that I can tell you is that, look, you must never get attached to the position, because you are secretary or the member of Parliament. When you come to the people here, people will treat you because of the position. Yeah. One of the worst things is that one day when you do not have that position, because people were treating you by that position, you will think people are bad because they don't like you, or maybe they treat you badly. No, they were treating the position. That's why you rather find me at my village doing my work, because I must be able to associate with everyone. I rather go to Ombwalia Totina and be with those people and eat kapana together, because I am from there. I must never able to associate myself as a honorable. Yeah. So therefore, the theory that you have brought up, I really choose to be with a party. Yeah. And I have done that before. This is not the first time. I'm not materialistic. Those who want to go and drive the black cars and white cars and get lucrative, salary, it's okay. Me, I can live on. And by the way, we can. In Swapo, for example, I'm a full time, but I don't receive money. I don't receive 2 salaries. That's another notion that I must tell you.
Parliament doesn't pay you. What are you saying?
I only get money from Parliament.
Oh, come on. There's something for
you can do that. You can do your homework, and you can go to Swapo and say, I want to see how much do you pay Nekongo. They will tell you. And that is true. Because that's, I think, the notion that people were having, that, you are getting 2 salaries, one for the secretary and one for Parliament. Remember, Parliament does not allow the party to use the fund that appropriated by Parliament for the member of Parliament. Yeah. So how will you get that money from Parliament, from the party? So I remain who I am. I'm not materialistic, and I don't want to be that. But I'm here to save the people. You can challenge that. You can find out and get the true factor of.
I'll nail you on that because I don't believe you.
No problem.
Yeah. Anyway, the last question to you, Mr. Nekongo. Many people think that the next 5 years is make or break for SWAPO. The numbers are going down, and SWAPO needs a revival. If we are honest with ourselves, I think everybody knows, everybody recognizes. Even the president has been on record to say we are in a very difficult time as a party. So many people think it's make or break. What must happen to make the party shine again in 2029? What exactly must happen? Because something radical must happen.
Yeah, I always said SWAPO is the people and the people are SWAPO.
Apparently not. The results are not saying exactly that.
Okay, you can have that version and you're thinking around that, but I remain saying SWAPO is the people and the people are SWAPO. Do you know that for the first time in the history of this country, Parliament of Namibia is occupied by SWAPO members? For the first time. You can only maybe take out some few. But yes, along the way, there could be differences.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. If you look at Parliament now, all of them, maybe you can only take out DTA, the so-called PDM. The rest are SWAPO members. So, for the first time, we have the Parliament of SWAPO. Yeah. Yes, amidst with our differences. So, I agree with you to say, yes, we need to swallow our pride. And if I have to apologize to the Namibian and said, Namibians and SWAPO members, irrespective of wherever you are, where we have made mistake through our people that have been at the helm of SWAPO, at many who have failed us, we must apologize to the people and say sorry. Yeah. It's true. We could not able to attend to this problem. But now that we are given this opportunity by the Namibians, we must now go and do things better. We must put on all our energies as members of SWAPO that are appointed either in Parliament or into executive. And we are not going to be apologetic. Unfortunately, if you are messing up, we must not have mercy on you, because otherwise it's going to cost us. Yeah. The people are not waiting. But yes, I must acknowledge that yes, despite that there are few mistakes that we have done, there are also great things that we have done and we continue doing, especially to develop our country. So yes, under the leadership of Comrade Netumbo, we promise the people to do our best to make sure that we take care of the aspiration of our people, of our young people. You have already seen we are starting, our fishermen, our farmers, our unemployed, our old people. We have said we are sorry this time around. We are concentrating on young people, but we are coming back to ensure that their pensions is increased as we have promised them. It's not that we are burdened, but we are just saying priority now. We have done a little better here. Let's concentrate on the young people, because I think we need to be together so that we are working parallel to achieve what we want to achieve as a country. Absolutely. So I think definitely as a party, we will make sure that we hold all our members, especially those who were deployed, accountable to make sure that we take care of our people. And I said yesterday during our dialogue that our people must take us accountable as leaders. They must not let us to sleep on duty. They must make sure that we are on the ground. I like what the Prime Minister said. I think time has come that we go to Walvis Bay, even if we need to camp, we camp, and just said we are not leaving Walvis Bay as leaders before that problem of fishermen is solved. If there is a tap leaking at Katutura, we must go and camp and see if that thing is so big that we cannot able to fix. We must bring all our expertise together and fix the problem, so that we don't run away from the serious challenge. By the way, I'm happy that now even the hospital that have been complained we have already started constructing. I think I was briefed yesterday. So we are on the right move to make sure that we take care of the aspiration of our people. I'm saying once again, sorry to our fellow Namibian. Where we have failed, we promise to correct those without fear or favoring anyone. I don't think as a party we need to spend time defending what it does not need to be defended. We must be able to go and walk our talk so that at the end of the day, our people, for example, those that are living in shacks, we remove them out of those conditions because it's inhuman. We can't continue promising this and this, but there's no action. That's why I'm happy to see on top of the newspaper, the governor of the mighty commerce said, no, I'm sticking to my 5,000 houses, which we must all support and say, we must stick to that and whatever comes. In fact, not only government, we must also come together as Namibians and say, now, if I'm Coca-Cola and my people are living in shacks, why can't you also come and support the governor initiative and say, out of that 5,000, me as a Coca-Cola company, because I have workers, I'm taking out 1,000. If Metro, who also recruit other people, can come on board and say, I'm also putting support, I think we can be able to develop our country so that at the end of the day, it should not only be government responsibility, but it's all of us. This country belongs to all of us.
I like that initiative. I like that idea, that last idea, Mr. Nekongo, because we've run out of time. But truly, the businesses must come to the party. We say we are going to construct 30 houses. As Namibia breweries, those are people who drink your beer. Those are people that keep you afloat as a business. So I like that idea. Thank you very much for coming through. We will come back to you again for further answers.
Thank you very much. And we are here. We'll try our level best to provide leadership. That's why we were voted here.
Absolutely.
So thank you and blessed day to your viewers.
Thank you very much. That is Nekongo, Ephraim Nekongo. Waving a goodbye to all of you. It's been a pleasure being in your company.